Okay, in this video we're going to talk about when to move on. And to be honest, this video is not going to be a fun one to watch because sometimes relationships just cannot or should not be saved. But do not think of it as a completely negative thing. After all, you do not want to waste your life trying to make a relationship work that is doomed. While it may feel like your life is over now, you will be able to move past it eventually. There are some surefire ways to tell that it is time to move on. Your ex isn't worth getting back. You know your ex is not worth getting back if you were in an unhealthy relationship. Abuse of any kind, physical, emotional, sexual, is a definite sign that your ex needs to stay your ex. While physical and sexual abuse are more easily defined, emotional abuse can be just as damaging. Always degrading you, insulting you, or making you feel unimportant are just a few ways that emotional abusers prey on you. If you experienced any of these things in your past relationship, then it is best left in the past. At this point, you need to do whatever you have to do to move on. Your ex isn't interested in working things out. If you work on yourself, discover your issues, and try everything you can think of to get your ex interested again, but they still are not having it, it may be a sign that you should move on. This may or may not include them being with someone else. Your situation is individual, and you have to decide when you have tried hard enough to get your ex back. Do not do anything that you will regret later to try to rekindle the interest. A lack of interest from an ex means that they are not open to trying the relationship. That might change in the future, or it might not. Either way, it is time to move on, at least for now. Your ex isn't willing to work on the relationship. When you succeed in winning your ex back, and the two of you start playing with the idea of having a relationship again, you may consider your battle won. But at some point, your ex is going to have to be open to the idea of changing at least some things about themselves to make the relationship work. You should not be the only one sacrificing to make things work. If you have the talk and your significant other either does not acknowledge that they need to change or refuses to, you need to move on. As painful as it may be to end things after you've won them back, it will be even more painful to start a new relationship with them only to have it fail for the same old reasons. You do everything and it still won't work. Sometimes relationships just aren't meant to be. If you both try to make things work and yet somehow they just do not, you should consider moving on. There are a million different reasons why a relationship between two willing people might not work out. Either distance, time, religion, whatever it may be. But the only one that matters is the one that applies to you. Ending things on good terms will help make the breakup easier. Although you need to be careful not to try to be friends too soon after ending a relationship. This can just drag out the inevitable and make it harder in the long run. So how do you move on? You give yourself time to grieve the relationship first of all. Lay on the couch, crying, eating Cheetos for a short while, and give yourself permission to be sad that the relationship is over. But in this phase, be sure to accept that the relationship is over and not try to come up with ways to get your ex back. If you have tried everything, then accept that it is time to move on. After you spend a week moping around in your pajamas, pick yourself up and do something for you. One of the best things you can do is go on a trip by yourself. Be sure that this time is not spent mourning what you lost, but recharging your batteries and connecting with yourself again. Obviously, you do not have to go on a trip, but do something that reminds you of who you are and what you love. Treat yourself to something that you consider a big splurge, whether time, money, or emotionally. Try to come up with something that is completely unrelated to the failed relationship. This is about you, not the relationship. When you have given yourself a pick-me-up, come back to earth and start living again. If you need to see a therapist, find one. If you need a new job, get one. If you want a new apartment, rent one. Whatever you need to do to start the next phase of your life, do it. And then start living again. Reconnect with old friends, go out after work with coworkers, spend time with your family, learn a new sport, start playing an instrument. Do things that enrich your life, not just fill it up with busyness. While all of these things will not take away the pain of a loss or substitute for time when it comes to healing, they will all be important steps on the road to be yourself again. And remember, there is someone out there made just for you who will make your ex look like a joke. When you find the true love of your life, you will wonder how you could have ever thought that your ex was the one. and you will know that there is no amount of time that is too long to wait for that kind of love.